Gordon Sillick used to visit his 18th century Wallace family cemetery with his Aunt Margaret. I have an Aunt Margaret, by the way. The burial plots are located on a 975-acre tract of farmland off Truslow Road in what was the deep woods of former Liberty Hall Farm, property once owned by Sillick's distant relatives. Among those buried there are Revolutionary War veteran John Wallace, the original owner of Liberty Hall, Gordon Sillick's third great-grandfather, John Wallace Sillick of Fredericksburg, and great-grandfather Samuel Gordon Wallace, who served in the 30th Virginia Infantry Regiment during the Civil War. The last burial in the cemetery was in 1926, almost 100 years ago. If the former owners could see it now, they'd not recognize the area. Most of the farmland has been cleared off of trees and debris to make way for Liberty Hall Estates. Guess what? It's a new housing development. Gordon Sillick says that it appears developers have disturbed the property. Sillick said he drove to the Stafford County Cemetery and found a completely barren landscape. It appeared as if heavy machinery was used to clear the site, and some of the headstones were now in the wrong places, sitting at all angles, as well as footstones that didn't match the headstones. There was a debris pile which had marble and granite in it, which couldn't have come from anywhere else but the cemetery. All trees and branches were gone. The dirt had been dug up to about 4 inches and graded across the whole cemetery. Stafford officials have cited the developer for violating the county ordinance on preserving cemeteries. They're required to keep and maintain the cemeteries. The developer who owns the property, Barry Peterson of Jumping Branch Farms, LLC, is clearing land on the former farm for new home sites. Peterson's attorney, Clark Lemming of Stafford, denies that his client disturbed or moved any headstones and claims no mechanical grading occurred on the cemetery. While Peterson is working to resolve the problem to the county's liking, he believes the issue is largely a fabrication, and there's no evidence of any wrongdoing. He said, she said. In April, the county sent Peterson a notice of violation that included 9 alleged violations that occurred in and around the Wallace Cemetery. In late June, Peterson appealed violations with Stafford County's Board of Zoning Appeals. These violations still remain. As evidence, county officials show photographs of the cemetery in 2010 with fallen trees, overgrown vegetation, and head and footstones upright at the appropriate grave sites. In contrast, photos taken in March show all the vegetation removed from the site, visible track marks from the equipment or vehicles throughout the site, portions of an antique wrought fence that had surrounded the cemetery removed and left twisted and leaning on a headstone, headstones pulled up from the ground, and no temporary fence in place. County officials allege Peterson moved headstones, failed to maintain the cemetery, and graded or disturbed the land within a 35-foot buffer of the rural family cemetery. It's common for building contractors or even hikers to find a long-forgotten graveyard in our area, considering we were virtually the birthplace of America. Anita Dodd, who is the president of Stafford's Cemetery Committee, tries to prevent incidents like the desecration of the Wallace family cemetery from happening in the first place. Stafford Cemetery Committee catalogs every cemetery in the county, over 550 to date. And when land is sold in the county, there are ordinances that require the developer to help preserve the burial plots. The organization's database helps developers, homeowners, and historians preserve the history of our county. Dodd encourages anyone with information on rural cemeteries anywhere to contact her organization to ensure the cemetery is cataloged and documented. In the meantime, Gordon Sillick would like to see his relatives' Wallace family cemetery restored as best as possible to move beyond the issue of what happened. While still disgraceful, he says the violations can be put aside if the developer, Barry Peterson, can correct the damage. It's a pretty good attitude.
Right. Fairs hold a special place in our heart. I remember stories of my grandmother winning a fancy 2-seater outhouse for canning the most vegetables. And then there's a story of my niece competing in a beauty pageant and showing a pig. She went from the beauty barn to the hog barn looking like a movie star. Are you ready to make family memories of your own?
After that, I don't know.
Oh, sure you are. The fair's coming to town July 26th through August 4th. Founded in 1738, the Fredericksburg Agricultural Fair is the oldest fair in the United States.
It's a great event.
It is. You're warmly invited to enjoy traditional fair events, contests, entertainment, food, and fun for the whole family, including, get this, pig racing, chainsaw artist, a petting zoo, demolition derby, Miss Fredericksburg beauty pageant with contestants from tots to adult, a mechanical bull ride, and a monster truck show. There will be traditional animal judging in areas like livestock, rabbits, and poultry, as well as competitions for the best eggs, farm products, homemaking, arts and crafts, and flower shows. You'll feel like you step back into Grandma's kitchen when you see all the fruits, vegetables, honey, cookies, breads. My mouth is watering. Pickles, canned food, yes, and baked goods vying for a blue ribbon. Artists showcase their quilting, embroidery and needlepoint, knitting and crocheting, sewing, crafts, Christmas decorations, fine arts, and photography, all with the hopes to win in their age group. You'll find the fun located at the Fredericksburg Fairgrounds, 2400 Airport Avenue in Fredericksburg. Most days the fair's open at 5 p.m., but on July 28th and August 3rd, it's open at noon. The fair closes at 10 p.m. nightly. You can check their calendar and catalog at fredericksburgfair.org to find honorary or discounted days for military, law enforcement, first responders, college students, and educators, each having their own specific night. General admission, not including ride tickets, games, and food, are 3 and under are free. Ages 4 to 59 are $10, and ages 60 and up get a discounted senior rate of $6 per person. With that, I think it's time to head over to Kara with the weather.
I hear it's going to be hot out there this weekend, Kara. What do you have for us?
Hi, I'm Colucci with CVTV Weekend Weather, and here is your update for this weekend. I have to tell you, it is hot doesn't seem to be a strong enough word. Very hot seems closer. On Friday, we are looking at highs near 100 degrees. We will probably top that 100-degree mark on Friday. Scattered thunderstorms late throughout the evening, just mainly because of the humidity. Make sure that you stay hydrated during Friday. Saturday looks exactly the same, and it may, in fact, be even hotter on Saturday. All these weekends where I've said it's going to be hot, 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 yeah, well, this is the weekend. It is definitely going to be hot, hot, hot. 100 degrees on Saturday, and on Sunday we are looking at highs in the upper 90s. Probably going to reach 100 degrees again on Sunday. However, it should cool off a little in the evening because we are looking at some scattered thunderstorms for sure Sunday night. Hopefully that'll clear everything out, cool everything off just a little bit, so we'll only be in the highs of the mid-80s on Sunday night. I'm Kara Colucci with CVTV Weekend Weather. Make it a great week.